Don't be fooled by the innocent music and bright blue skies. Romani Ranch holds a dark secret, and it's only when you talk to, well, Romani, that the dark side of this ranch is actually revealed. She explains that tonight, they are coming. Romani explains that they come to abduct the cows and that she needs help defending the barn, and at 2 a.m., they appear. Defeating them isn't difficult, but the scary part is if Link fails. If just one of these ghost-like creatures enters the barn, then the cows and Romani suffer a dark fate. Romani and the cows are captured, but the rest of what happens is mostly a mystery. Romani is eventually returned to the ranch, but is lost and confused, and seems to have no memory of what just happened. The fact that the ranch is haunted by these otherworldly beings is what makes the ranch so terrifying. There's no explanation about who they are or where they come from, and standing in the ranch while it's crawling with them is not somewhere I would want to be. Throughout Majora's Mask, you are given one task: stop the moon from falling and destroying the world of Termina. No matter where you stand in this game, the moon can always be seen above, getting closer and closer as each hour passes by. The appearance of the moon is very unsettling. Its eyes mirror the ones on Majora's Mask, and its face as a whole is one of anger. However, when Link has saved all 4 of the giants, they are able to come and aid in the fight against the Skull Kid. It's here when Majora's Mask takes on its true form, declaring that the Skull Kid is now a puppet that can no longer be used. Majora's Mask opens a pathway inside of the moon, declaring that it will consume everything. And Link, being the hero that he is, follows after it. And once inside, we're met with something rather unexpected. A lush green field with birds chirping and a single tree with kids running and playing. For the whole game, we see the moon as a looming threat, only to realize that the inside is beautiful. And that's the scary thing about it. It's not what's inside, it's what's going on outside. Outside this peaceful field of green, there are people at death's door, hoping that they will survive, and you as the player are standing in the very thing that's going to kill them all if you fail to defeat Majora. Many Zelda games are known for exploring the vast kingdom of Hyrule, and as you explore, you may even come across a beautiful sunrise or two. But what happens when night and day collide? Well, you get the next scary location on this list: the Twilight. The Twilight came about as a result of Zelda surrendering Hyrule over to Zant, and when that happened, the land became covered in shadow. In order for Zant to cover all of Hyrule in Twilight, the first thing he had to do was steal the power of the light spirits, and there is a moment where we do see this happen, and the agonizing scream that we hear is nothing short of terrifying. Inside the Twilight, Link takes on the form of a wolf, but all of the characters that you would meet in the once bright world of Hyrule now take the form of spirits, and when you speak to them, they can't hear or see you. But one thing is certain: they all cower in fear. Zelda said it best: all people know now is fear. Fear of a nameless evil. Deep inside the depths of the Lost Woods lies the Forest Temple. Mostly abandoned and decayed, this dungeon is filled with ghostly spirits that Link must defeat in order to gain access to the boss below. The disturbing music, along with the twisted halls, you might want to play through this dungeon in broad daylight. Plus, if you stand there and just do nothing, this will happen. Definitely nothing creepy about that. Before we get to number 1 on this list, here are some honorable mentions. The Silent Realms from Skyward Sword. the 1.0 version of the Fire Temple. Now that we've covered all of those, let's get to number 1. Far away from Hyrule's green fields lies the Gerudo Desert. However, the tribe that these vast sands were named after are long gone. The Gerudo Desert is now a prison grounds where the worst of Hyrule's criminals are kept. Where are they taken? The Arbiter's Grounds. This dungeon is similar to the Forest Temple mainly because Link must once again track down 4 ghostly spirits to advance deeper into the dungeon. But Twilight Princess's take on this is much darker. For one, the ghosts take on a much more frightening form. And what's more frightening than that is what happens when they are defeated. But it doesn't stop there. Eventually, Link makes it to a dark room with a single sword in the middle. If he approaches it, the sword will glow and burn the ropes attached to it and begin to move around the room. If Link turns into a wolf and uses his senses, the sword's true darkness is revealed. The sword belongs to an ancient demon sealed inside the sword, only known as Death's Sword. Who the sword belongs to or who the spirit actually is remains a mystery, but while the enemies found in this place do make it frightening, nothing is as frightening as what actually happens to the prisoners who are kept here. We see this played out through the failed execution of the King of Evil himself, Ganondorf. At the top of the Arbiter's Grounds lies the Mirror of Twilight, where prisoners would be chained to a wall of stone, while the mirror would send their spirits to the Twilight Realm, banishing them forever from the world of light. Keep in mind, this would only happen assuming the prisoners survived being inside the Arbiter's Grounds in the first place. It could be that many were killed by Death's Sword, or just left to rot and die. But one thing is absolutely clear. This place exists to do only 2 things: torture the prisoners who were brought in, and if any survived the torment, they would be banished to the world of the Twilight forever. Thanks for watching this video, and thank you for the support that you show to the channel. It really means a lot. Until the next video, guys, take care.